All right, here we go. Okay, we're going. So this is Renee. Hi, good morning, Renee. This is the very first, I'm calling it a vlogcast because it's a video blog podcast type thing. So we're going to kind of do a quick snippet of showcasing a few products, but at the same time talking about just communities and what's going on in the world today. And this is Renee, and she is a multi-line rep that reps multiple factories of ours. Hi, Renee. How are you?
Great. How are you doing, Kelly?
Doing good, doing good. It's cold here. It finally got cold. I think we're catching up, but it's all coming down at us.
I'm so ready for this cold. We really needed something to knock the mosquitoes out this year. So my husband pumped about this couple days stretch to get rid of all the mosquitoes.
Good call. I love that thought.
A lot of people are like, I don't like the cold. That's why I live in Texas. I'm like, bring it on. We're ready.
Yep, I'm the same way. I am ready for cold. We're from Kansas originally, so we like a little bit of change up here and there, and it gets too hot. So we'll go from one extreme to the other.
Yes.
So one thing we're going to talk about today is just what we're seeing out there. And I think from our perspective, what we're seeing, a lot of kits are coming through for self-care and, reaching out to employees wherever they are. Most of them are still working from home. Some have come back into the office, but socially distanced. But at the same time, there's a disconnect. And so are you seeing that? And what kind of things are you seeing as far as trying to connect employers with their employees during this time?
It kind of varies just depending on company culture and what organizations are looking to do for their employees. I think the kits are definitely a big thing right now where, you're getting a box with lots of things to help either with self-care, make your office a little bit more comfortable. I would definitely say I've seen a huge uptick in desk items. So I definitely think that the desk item has been a huge trend. The kit has been, some sort of kit with multiple products has been a huge trend. And then also some food items. And I think food has really blown up in our industry and across the board, whether it's something local or something that you can order from a nationwide company to send out to your employees, make them feel special. So I think it's kind of varied just depending on company culture, but those are the three things that I've seen a huge uptick in as far as from the beginning of 2020 through the pandemic and then up to now.
Yeah, no, and I completely agree. That's what we're kind of seeing too. Like the beauty of a box is that you can either customize a fully custom box. I don't have one, I'm not prepared, but we just designed one for ourselves to send out a kit to some of our top clients. And you can do full color on the inside, full color on the outside, and you can actually print the message directly on the box. But if you don't go that route, I know personally, have factories that we use that have retail packaging that is amazing, black and gold, messages that are portrayed right there on the box. But I mean, I think unboxing is one thing that's huge right now. And I think it's very much on social media as well.
Oh, without a doubt. Last year we did an event and I talked about packaging specifically.
Yes.
I think packaging, from the Coca-Cola bottle, that recognizable shape of their bottle and focusing on their brand and that package is really, that was kind of the start of it all. And then here we are now having social media influencers literally unbox things on videoing themselves and putting it out on their channels or Instagram or whatever the case may be. There is a big difference when you receive, I think we all have the Amazon click problem. Yeah. And you're like, here's another box. Ooh, what did I order today? It's like, and then now it's like, okay, I have so many boxes. I don't even know what's in here. So I receive a box and it tells me what it is on the outside, or it looks really nice. I'm excited to open that box. And
especially if you didn't order it, So you order it, you forget what you ordered, but when something comes that you're like, what is this? And then you open it, there's like magic in the box. So
absolutely. So we have a lot of, one of the factories that I represent has a lot of boxes that will tell you what it is on the outside of the box. So then you get even more excited because you're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And then the unboxing becomes even more exciting. But there's also some themes that you can follow. You know, we had a black and gold collection that came out last year from one of our factories, and we called it the signature collection.
Yep, I know that one.
Black and gold might not be your company colors. It makes my little saint's heart happy. But it also, you know, there was like themes of 20s, throwback themes,
Yes.
or, you know, there's just lots of different ways that you can incorporate something that maybe doesn't follow your company colors, but is still a nice look to, you know, that gold foil with a black matte box. I mean, I don't know about you, but for whatever reason, I still have all of my iPhone boxes. And I know phones in, I keep them, don't know why. Also, they're useless. They're in my drawer, but I still have the iPhone boxes. And so why am I keeping those? I think Apple really revolutionized what packaging was and made us care about it so much. And, you know, I don't know if you've watched that show on Netflix, the Marie Kondo show. I read her book a couple of years ago, and she says to keep the boxes to organize your drawers. And I just think those iPhone boxes are so perfect for, you know, all the little knickknacks that you might keep in your junk drawer. Just kind of helps things look really nice. So keeping nice boxes for packaging has definitely been on the uprise, and I've definitely seen a big difference in receiving a white box that you have no idea what it is versus getting a box that is customized and tells you what it is, and it has some cool theme on the outside. Just makes everything a little bit more exciting.
I totally agree. And what she's talking about, if you guys want to check out what she's talking about, the Coca-Cola bottle, which was fascinating, that's on our YouTube channel. It's INM Marketing Group, and it's up there. There's not a lot there, so you won't have to filter through yet. But it's an orange happy hour event that we did for some of our clients. And Renee was on there, and she talked about, I think you dressed up as well, Audrey Hepburn.
Yes.
Tiffany from Breakfast at Tiffany's.
I sure did. That was so fun.
that was fun. And I'll tell you this, that was in April, I believe, of 2020. So we just jumped out there, grabbed a few of our factory reps, and had a fun time with a happy hour. And I mean, there was bourbon involved. Of course, there was bourbon involved with Zach Fowler. But it was right. It was fun. It was educational. There were hiccups, but at the same time, it was still fun, I thought. But she talks about packaging very, very much in depth in that video, and talks about the Coca-Cola bottle and the shape of the bottle actually being incorporated into a box, which I think is fabulous. And I love the fact that you keep your boxes, because that says something about a quality box. Like, those are thick quality boxes that actually have a dual purpose. After you use them, you don't just throw them away like you would a shipping box. You keep them and you repurpose them for something else, which I think a lot of people are doing that these days anyways with everything that they have. But custom packaging for sure. And that signature collection she's talking about is black and gold. It's literally copper and black. And a lot of the products in there, you put a black gloss logo on a black matte item. I think that was very popular years ago, but this is a very executive level look that they've got going here. So we've got some of that stuff on our shops, on our website as well. But yes, the packaging is amazing. And it's especially awesome when you go to your door and there's something there that you didn't order and you're like, what is this? I didn't order this. And then you open it and it's a surprise and delight package from the company that you work for or something, you know, that's just out. So
I love it. And I know we're not going to get into too much of product, but I do just want, since we're talking about it, to just show one cool thing.
Yes, absolutely. Oh yeah.
Part of it's a new factory in the industry, a new product line. This one is actually a kit that you can send out to your customers or to your employees. And this one's called the Scoops and Sprinkles.
Okay, I like it already.
It is everything ice cream.
Oh, even better.
Favorite.
Yep.
How cool.
It has sound.
Cream truck sound. So now we're incorporating sound and product.
Oh my gosh.
Note, and then you get an ice cream scoop and some waffle cones and some sprinkles, some chocolate.
And those are fancy. Those aren't like inexpensive. That's quality stuff in there, and it's prepackaged already in there for you. So nobody has to do any packaging or fulfilling except our factories, right?
Exactly. Put the logo on top. It's all done for you.
Oh
You
my gosh.
whomever might be appreciative of a little sugar as an escape route.
Yes. And they just add, do they just add ice cream?
Yeah, so you'd have to get your own ice cream because we can't ship ice cream.
Yep. I was wondering that. Okay. But I
Yeah.
love that. And I love the idea of an escape because we've all been sitting in front of our computers for 365 days in our home office. Most of us, you are, I am.
Middle of my kitchen.
Yeah, no, me too, me too.
I'm like, we got to separate.
Yes, and I will say also, I mean, the first semester we were homeschooling as well. I mean, we were doing virtual schooling for 2 children, 6 and 10, for the first semester, which is 9 weeks. And so that was, yeah, there, escape is
Challenge.
necessary.
Yeah.
Even though there's nowhere really to escape to, a lot of time, most people still aren't flying. There are some that are comfortable with that. And that's another topic on its own, is the comfort levels with this pandemic. But at the time when you've got people that are stuck home quarantining, I was call it, what did I call it? What? Oh my gosh, I had a word for that. It's almost like this semi-quarantined kind of life, because okay, so I go back to
You need
songs
a
a lot.
quarantini. How about
Quarantini.
quarantini?
Quarantini kit with a book on how to make them, sent to each employee. I think that would be well received.
100%.
So escaping the norm of everything within your walls. I mean, even if you have to stay within your walls, I've actually received packaging and gift items that tell a story about travel, like a passport in there that can be used later, of course, but it's a full color branding, but it's kind of a virtual travel. Take a trip to Italy, send a box of, Italian seasonings with a cookbook or, some kind of spaghetti maker in a box, and send it to the people that are spending every single second in their homes within the 4 walls and need a little bit of escape from that. So
I couldn't agree more. I feel like the escapes that I, kind of wandered to was definitely food. Italy, my neighbor, he's Italian, and he had a lot of pasta, cheese, and balsamics imported from Italy on dry ice. It was amazing. We would do like a Italy night on a Friday. He would have some lambrusco and a charcuterie board, and it was unbelievable. I think food was definitely something that I started cooking a lot more and getting a little bit more experimental because I had the time, and
yes,
sometimes food, or cooking can be a little bit of a chore because you have so much else going on. It's easier just to pick something up, but I definitely feel like I gravitated towards food a lot. And then you mentioned music as well yesterday, and I thought that was so great because music is something that can really just take you away. And for me, taking my dog on 3 walks a day, I would just put in a new playlist every single time and make the rounds in my neighborhood. I got to see and notice things that I never had before.
Yes.
All of a sudden, landscaping was something I was like, never noticed. Look at that really cool flower. What is that called? Little things like that were an escape. And then I got inspired and decided to get some plants in the backyard for this time. And somehow I did not kill them.
we did that too. As we speak, I have basil growing, cilantro, bell peppers. My kids each have a bamboo, and they have not died. And you know why? Because we've been here to take care of them the whole time. There's no traveling. That's awesome. But music definitely is one of the ways that I escape. I'll listen to a variety of different podcasts or playlists, from anything from a Christian playlist to a country to, retro 90s type. Retro for me.
Retro for me too. I know, I love that 90s playlist. It brings me back and to high school, or I don't remember exactly how old I was.
I know, right? You're aging. Stop it. You're aging us.
The 2000s. Britney, Christina.
Oh my gosh.
Boys. NSYNC.
NSYNC. I will say one of my favorite decades is the 50s, and I love the Roaring 20s, which goes kind of back to your signature collection because It's very, very Gatsby. And at the beginning of 2020, that was a trend. That was a theme, the 20s, the roaring 20s, which was iconic because it was 2020. And here you're throwing it all the way back 100 years to 1920. But that's what I think of when I see that signature collection with the black and copper. Very, very Gatsby, very Gatsby.
Very Gatsby. Love it.
And
Love
I'm
it.
looking at my charcuterie board right here. That is something that I do a lot of with my kids because we are cooking. You talked about, I have been cooking more than I ever have because I have the time. I can put it on and let it go all day while I'm working. Also with my kids, I'm trying new things. They are trying new things because I'm sick of doing the same things. They get burnt out on the same things. So I take that charcuterie board, I put some pepperoni, some cheese, some grapes, some olives, and I put it out there and with crackers and they pick what they want, but they think that's the best thing ever because
it is.
It is, it really is. But it's so much fun to kind of experiment and make that escape, whether it be food, themed nights, Taco Tuesday is a huge right now, movie nights with popcorn. I know we've got a lot of, we've done that a lot too, is doing a popcorn theme where we do popcorn and a microwave popcorn bowl and a movie card. I think Domino's is doing that right now, right? So when you order a pizza from Domino's, you can pick a gift card for a movie night. So that's something we're seeing a lot of too.
Yeah, I love the movie night, especially now all of our like home theater systems are even just a regular TV. We have so many options. There's Disney Plus and Netflix and
yes,
and I mean the list goes on and on. I feel like some people felt like they finished Netflix at the beginning of the pandemic.
Right, yes, with Tiger King.
Right? Oh yeah, Tiger King. That feels like 10 years ago.
I know. And he's right here, isn't he, in Fort Worth?
Oh yeah, he sure is. What a crazy man.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, Renee, I'm going to wrap it up because we've kind of gone a little over. We're good. I think this is fun, but I so appreciate all your insight. Again, this is Renee. You can look at the happy hour video that she talked about with Coca-Cola packaging and how custom packaging is in. It's still in. That was last year, but it's actually grown a lot over the past year as people are sending gifts to their employees wherever they are. So I think, Renee, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Kelly.
And we'll see you soon, hopefully in person.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks.